What if, as a growing business reliant on a network of independent contractors, you could file all of your 1099s accurately and on time without turning your January into a fire drill of frantic spreadsheets and late night data entry sessions? Imagine how much more trust you could build with your contractors. You'd feel more confident knowing you're meeting all deadlines, state and federal requirements, and you would save so much time and stress able to serve your customers and grow your business, which is what truly matters. Today, we're going to explore exactly how you can achieve that peace of mind. I'm happy to introduce our expert speakers, Kerri, Florian, and Wade Warren. Wade serves as head of product for tax filing at Wingspan. Over the past decade, he has worked with hundreds of companies transitioning to contractor-driven models. He's witnessed firsthand the shifts in regulatory requirements, the complexity in managing W-9s and 10s, and the frustrations that mount when manual processes lead to errors. Today, Wade will guide you step by step through strategies that simplify the entire 1099 filing journey. Also joining us is seasoned accounting expert Kerri Florian, who brings over 15 years of experience helping businesses navigate the intricate world of tax reporting. Kerri's expertise includes not just the tactical how-to steps of filing forms, but also the strategic perspective that helps you avoid costly mistakes. Now, I'll turn it over to the experts. Kerri, Wade, take it away.
Now that you know who we are, let's map out where we're headed. We'll start by understanding why 1099 filing matters more than ever, especially as the gig economy expands and the IRS refines its regulations. Then we'll identify the most common and costly pitfalls businesses face, from messy data collection to last-minute scrambling during tax season. We'll ultimately give you a blueprint for your entire 1099 filing journey.
Hi, everyone. By the end of this session, you'll have a crystal clear picture of how to transform your 1099 filing from a chaotic, error-prone experience into a predictable, efficient process. Let's start by understanding why getting 1099 filing right is so important, not just from the compliance standpoint, but also from maintaining strong relationships with your independent contractors.
Independent contractors now make up a significant portion of the U.S. workforce. According to data from 2022, there are over 41 million Americans working independently. This growth reflects businesses' needs for specialized skills, workers wanting additional flexibility, and remote work technology. So this trend is growing, and as it grows, both IRS and state agencies are increasing their oversight of contractor earnings reported through the 1099 NEC forms.
Exactly, Wade. I've seen situations where relationships with contractors have soured after delays in receiving their forms due to inaccurate address or inaccurate earnings sent to the IRS. These errors can lead to compliance audits by the IRS, penalties, extra administrative time fixing errors, resending forms, and damage to a company's reputation due to not being able to get the information correct from key contractors. Errors, delays, and penalties are concerning, but implementing the right system can transform tax season from a headache to a routine process. Accurate and efficient 1099 filing frees your accounting team from manual work and establishes a reliable partner to both contractors and the IRS.
Now that we understand the why, we'll move into the what, the challenges businesses like yours face on the road to compliance. From there, we'll show you how to conquer these hurdles and evolve your 1099 filing process into something truly streamlined, accurate, and stress-free.
Let's summarize the core challenges many businesses face. Picture the process as a pipeline. On one end, you have the contractor data that needs to be collected, validated, and stored. On the other, you have a final submission to the IRS with relevant states and also with the contractors. The main challenges I've seen: first, information collecting and validation. This includes chasing down that W-9, verifying tax identification numbers, and making sure contractor details are correct. Next, there's the year-end data consolidation and prep for submission. All of the payments that have been paid to the contractor. And remember, it's what was paid over $600, not just the invoices received. This can involve pulling information from multiple sources, from your AP to your accounting system, manual checks and wires, and even potentially through your payroll provider. And now you have to add it all up and ensure that it's correct. Then we have the actual submission to the IRS and individual states, each with their own unique requirements and deadlines. Finally, there's the challenge of delivering accurate forms to contractors, dealing with potential corrections, and providing support when contractors have questions or find discrepancies. Each of these challenges, if left unaddressed, can lead to last-minute scrambles, unnecessary penalties, and strained relationships with the contractors who help your business thrive. Understanding these hurdles is the first step to overcoming them, Now let's break them down one by one.
We're going to start with the information collection, validation, and TIN matching part, the beginning of the pipeline that Kerri described earlier. One of the biggest early hurdles is ensuring your contractor data is accurate and complete long before the filing deadline. When businesses wait until mid-January to track down missing W-9s, correct incomplete addresses, and verify tax IDs, it'll create a frantic atmosphere that practically guarantees errors. The simplest way to prevent this chaos is to implement a structured digital onboarding system where each contractor provides their information as soon as they begin working with you. The goal is to verify TINs at the outset using the IRS's TIN matching tools or integrated platforms that help streamline this step. By confirming the contractor's name and TIN align with official government records early in the relationship, you'll eliminate those last-minute scrambles to fix mismatches. This also means you won't be forced to make hasty corrections when you should be calmly filing your returns.
The key is building healthy data habits. Instead of viewing data collection as a chore reserved for January, think of it as year-round maintenance practice, similar to checking the oil in your car, making sure that your engine won't seize. Every quarter or at each significant project end, review the contractor data you have in file. Confirm the addresses are still current, their filing status hasn't changed, and that all essential details remain in line with the contractor's W-9 you have on file. Over time, these routine check-ins make the filing process less chaotic, less error-prone at year-end. The payoff is substantial. The fewer IRS notices, fewer penalties, and fewer frustrated contractors who have to submit details at the worst possible time.
Think of this as establishing trust early, and contractors see that you value precision and professionalism from the start. They're more likely to respond promptly and provide accurate information. The result is a stable foundation that supports a seamless transition from the initial data to the final filing, freeing you from the dreaded January time crunch. We've built Wingspan to help in a lot of ways with contractor onboarding and tax ID verification. We have a few screenshots here as an example. With Wingspan, with just an email, you can invite a contractor to provide their tax information. As they provide that information, we verify the tax ID in real time with the IRS, giving them the opportunity to correct it and resolve any issues before that data even gets to you. Second, we'll ask them to certify all of their legally required certifications to work in the US, and we'll show you all of that information in one place on their contractor profile. So you can see their tax ID, their verification status, and the history of that contractor all in one place, which means when it comes to filing, all of the information is already validated and ready to go. The next challenge after validating contractor information is year-end data consolidation and getting ready to submit those 1099s. The goal, convert a year's worth of contractor payments into error-free documentation ready for filing. While it sounds simple, it's often complicated by fragmented data, tight deadlines, and strict formatting requirements. Your payments may come from multiple systems, accounting software, payroll platforms, spreadsheets, each with unique naming conventions or missing data. Without a centralized source, you might spend hours reconciling and verifying amounts. Timing adds pressure. Many businesses wait until late December or January to consolidate, rushing towards the IRS deadline. This can lead to errors, like missing a contractor who has surpassed the $600 federal threshold or overlooking duplicates. Formatting is another hurdle. IRS and state agencies have rigid electronic filing standards, so manual data entry or outdated templates might lead to error risks. Finally, there's the workflow. Even with consolidated data, who reviews and approves these 1099s before submission? Without a defined process, you risk confusion, missed deadlines, and duplication of effort. Kerri will share some of the best practices around bringing order to the chaos here.
Sure. The key is proactive record keeping and clear submission workflow. First, centralize data. Integrate payroll, accounting, contractor management systems into one unified ledger, eliminating messy last-minute reconciliations. Next, conduct periodic data audits, monthly, quarterly, to ensure accurate contractor payments long before year-end. Stay up to date with the IRS and state formatting rules. Leverage electronic filing systems that automate data to the IRS FIRE standards, minimizing manual errors. Lastly, define a submission workflow. Identify who reviews, who's approving, and when. Document these steps and share it with everybody so everybody knows what to expect. By centralizing data, auditing regularly, automating formatting, and clarifying workflows, you reduce stress, meet deadlines, and maintain accuracy.
We purpose-built Wingspan to easily pull all of your contractor data, whether it's who you're paying or the amount you've paid them, into one place without requiring tricky data mapping or specific fields. We can import data via our API, integrations with our finance apps, or spreadsheets. We'll use AI to automatically match the columns in the spreadsheet with our data structure, so you can pull all payments to contractors across all platforms into one place. When it comes to filing, it's very straightforward. Although the submission might feel like the finish line, it can reveal new challenges. Varying state requirements, delivering forms to contractors. Delivering 1099s to contractors by the 31st of January can be costly if you rely on paper mail. But emailing PDFs with tax IDs is risky, and often those emails are ignored. Corrections compound the challenge. So on average, up to 5 to 10% of 1099s may need to be amended due to errors, which adds cost and erodes trust from your contractors. Let's have Kerri outline the best practices for this final stage.
Preparation and standardization are key. Create a compliance calendar for IRS and all relevant states, noting deadlines, rule formats, and update it annually. Use electronic filing tools that validate data before submission, reducing rejections. Some solutions handle multi-state filings automatically. For delivery, opt for a secure electronic portal. Contractors can access their forms on demand, reducing paper, postage costs, administrative time, and improves efficiency. Maintain a detailed audit trail for corrections. Address those errors really quickly. It will minimize penalties and maintain trust with the contractors. A post-filing audit can catch issues before contractors notice them as well. With compliance roadmap, electronic filing and delivery, and thorough documentation, you turn a stressful scramble into a predictable, efficient process.
And we've built Wingspan's 1099 filing tool as the best way to submit and manage these 1099s post-submission. So we'll automatically file them with the correct state and federal authorities. Contractors can opt to receive their 1099s electronically, and I'll show you what that looks like on their end in a second. We show a detailed audit trail on 1099s for any changes you or your team makes before or after corrections. If you do need to issue a correction, it can all happen through Wingspan as well, including the delivery of that correction to your contractor. Once you get those 1099s filed, it can be a huge pain, all of the messages and questions and complaints you get from contractors. What is this amount? I don't see that my TIN is wrong on this 1099. It can be really overwhelming in end of January and early February when that happens, which is why effective contractor communication is essential. Over 70% of freelancers surveyed by Upwork last year say transparent payment and tax practices influence their willingness to continue working with a client. Without a system, contractors get confused about how to access their documents or how to request corrections, flooding your team with support in January. As the independent workforce grows in the US, contractors expect self-serve tools. They want easy, on-demand access to forms and a simple way to request corrections. Providing a robust, user-friendly platform can set you apart.
Focus on accessibility, clarity, and proactive engagement. Offer a secure self-service portal 24/7 for contractors to access their tax documents. This, again, is going to reduce the administrative burden of giving those contractors what they look for. It's going to boost their satisfaction when they can get it when they want. Communicate clearly and often, send reminders about deadlines, provide FAQs or simple guides to interpret the 1099 forms in advance. Be proactive, notify contractors when forms are ready, and provide tutorials. Anticipating questions reduces confusion and shows respect for their time. Over half of independent contractors might not return to a client who causes repeated tax headaches. Clear communication, easy access foster trust, loyalty, and a smoother filing season.
As part of the Wingspan 1099 filing experience, our goal is to take this contractor support burden off your team. We do that in a couple of key ways. First, you can see the contact support button in the 1099 portal for contractors. Your contractors can ask our support team common questions as a first line of defense before escalating to you for any 1099 questions. This drastically reduces the amount of 1099 support questions that you need to handle. We also offer a 24/7 self-service portal for all of the 1099 tax documents for each year for each of your contractors. In this portal, they can see all the details of the 1099 down to a list of the payments included on that tax form. So no longer have to deal with those questions like, hey, explain to me this $85,000 amount. Like, why is this reported? Lastly, there's a built-in flow for contractors to report errors and request corrections on their 1099 form, all from within Wingspan. So you can avoid that email or phone back and forth with contractors saying, hey, this is wrong, and just do it all in one place. And Kerri will share some key takeaways.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground today, Wade, starting from basic importance of 1099 filing all the way through finer points of contractor support. Let's highlight a key lessons. Information collection and validation. Securing accurate W-9s and performing TIN matching upfront can reduce IRS notices by as much as 30%. Year-end consolidation for data. By centralizing payment records and conducting periodic data audits, businesses often cut year-end reconciliation time in half. You can free up your finance time to focus on strategic planning rather than frantic cleanup. Timely and compliant submission, meeting both IRS and state deadlines, and leveraging automatic electronic filing systems can lower the risk of late penalties. Some businesses report saving thousands of dollars annually by avoiding these rejections and amendments. Contractor communication support, empowering contractors with self-service portals and proactive notifications can reduce support time by up to 40%. Smoother communication translates directly to stronger contractor relationships and ultimately better retention rates in a competitive talent market. By implementing these best practices, businesses not only maintain compliance and reduce penalties, but they also strengthen their contractor networks, streamline internal workflows. All of these improvements directly impact your bottom line and your company's reputation when you rely on contractors and make yourself a contractor-friendly organization.
Thank you, Kerri. We've covered everything from data collection to contractor support. Now we welcome your question. It could be about state requirements, TIN matching, implementation, or any other aspects of the 1099 filing experience. We're here to provide clear answers, and you can always reach out to our team leader for more personalized guidance. Using Livestorm, there's a little question button at the bottom of the page, and you can click Ask a New Question, or you can drop it in the chat. So let's open the floor to your questions.
We have a question from Ryan. If contractors are missing essential information or the W-9 is incomplete, how will the platform prompt both contractors and our finance team to resolve these gaps before it's too late?
Sure. So, ultimately, wherever the W-9 information comes from, whether it's the contractor self-serve onboarding via Wingspan's digital W-9 collection flow, or the W-9 information was provided by the payer, or you'll see an alert or notification on the 1099 that action is required. So you can either send a reminder to the contractor for them to input the information themselves, or you can fill it in on your end, say if you already have the PDF W-9 form.
Another question here from Sarah. If a contractor disputes their 1099 amount, what workflow and support features are available for quickly resolving this discrepancy without tying up our internal teams?
Sure. So there are a few types of issues that a contractor might report on a 1099, one of those being that the amount is wrong. For that specific flow, the contractor will be prompted to input the amount that they feel is correct and then provide a rationale. You'll be notified when that correction is requested, and you'll be able to review and revise that amount in one place via Wingspan and submit both the correction to the IRS and deliver that corrected 1099 via mail or electronically to the contractor in one click.
Can we usually integrate the platform with our existing accounting, payroll, or other contractor management tools so that data flows continuously?
Yes, we have a bunch of integrations with common tools and can integrate in a variety of ways, from a direct API integration to a spreadsheet integration. Our sales team would be happy to work with you to understand what your specific tools are to figure out how we can easily consolidate all of the data that would appear on those 1099s with your team. Thanks so much for all the great questions. And on behalf of the entire Wingspan team, really appreciate y'all joining us today. We appreciate your time and the fact that you're like us nerds about the 1099 filing process.
Thank you, Kerri. Thank you, Wade, for putting this together. And just as a reminder, before we close out, we're offering a special promotion. If you switch to Wingspan before December 31st, we'll file your previous year's 1099s for free. This offer lets you experience our automated compliance and streamlined submission process firsthand. Whether you manage 50 or 1,000 contractors, you can see the benefits that our clients see with Wingspan. They typically reduce their filing efforts by 60%. Schedule a demo to see how we can fit within your workflow, or browse our online resource library for tips and Wingspan success stories.